10 celebrities who committed horrible crimes. Prepare to be stunned, dear viewers, as we unveil the shocking truth behind the glamorous facade. Celebrities adored by millions, harboring the most chilling secrets. Tonight, we dare to expose the sinister side of fame where the line between idol and villain blurs. Get ready to question everything you know about these stars. The countdown to scandal starts now. Mark Walberg. Mark Walberg, who was born on June 5, 1971 in Dorchester, Boston, managed to rise above a difficult adolescence that included violence, drug addiction, and criminal activities to emerge as a prosperous actor and producer. He was raised in a working-class family with a total of 9 children, which presented him with numerous obstacles from the very beginning. When his parents decided to end their marriage at the age of 11, Walberg made the decision to leave school at the age of 14 and quickly became involved in minor criminal activities and the drug trade. In 1988, at the age of 16, Walberg was found guilty of attacking 2 Vietnamese men in 2 separate incidents. In the first case, he and his group of friends threw rocks at the men while yelling racial slurs. The following day, Walberg assaulted another Vietnamese man, striking him with a substantial wooden stick and continuing to use racial insults. Initially, he was charged with attempted murder, but this was later changed to felony assault. Mark Walberg only spent 45 days in prison for the assault, which he used as a pivotal moment in his life. He reflected, "I was there, locked up with the kind of guys I'd always wanted to be like," and realized that this was not the life he desired. He found himself in the worst situation he could envision and was determined never to return. Thanks to the support of his parish priest and his brother Downey, who was part of the well-known boy band New Kids on the Block, Walberg started to make positive changes in his life. Initially, he embarked on a music career under the moniker Marky Mark before making the transition to acting in the mid-1990s. Despite initial doubt from others, Walberg surprised his critics with his talent, delivering well-received performances in movies such as Boogie Nights, Three Kings, and The Departed, for which he was nominated for an Academy Award. In more recent times, Walberg has expressed regret for his past behavior, stating, "I did a lot of things that I regretted, and I certainly paid for my mistakes." Since then, he has committed himself to self-improvement and being a better member of society, working as an executive producer for hit television series like Entourage and Boardwalk Empire. JayZ. Sean Corey Carter, widely recognized by his stage name JayZ, stands as one of the most prosperous and impactful rappers in the history of the genre. He was born and spent his formative years in the troubled Marcy Projects located in Brooklyn, New York, a place deeply affected by the drug crisis and widespread poverty. The early life of JayZ was a testament to the difficulties of existing in such an environment, with the omnipresent crack cocaine epidemic shaping his experiences. During a conversation with Oprah Winfrey, JayZ openly talked about his participation in drug dealing during his teenage years. He remarked, "The drug dealers were my role models. Rappers weren't successful yet." JayZ confessed that at the age of 13 he started selling crack cocaine, viewing it as a necessary act for survival and a path to mirror the local drug dealers he admired. Reflecting on his time in the Marcy Projects, he stated navigating this place was life or death. Even with his ties to the drug trade, JayZ discovered comfort and a refuge in the world of rap music. As he shared with Oprah, "It was a gift. I had a notebook full of material." His initial musical guide was the fellow rapper JayZ, and it was through this relationship that JayZ started to earn acknowledgement in the local hip-hop community. However, JayZ's journey to stardom was marked by significant incidents and obstacles. In 1999, he became involved in a widely publicized event at a gathering where he was accused of assaulting record producer Lance Riviera. JayZ eventually admitted to a misdemeanor charge and was given a 3-year probation period. Looking back on the incident, JayZ has remarked, "If anybody knows JayZ, JayZ's a nice guy." He acknowledged the stabbing, which stemmed from a tense altercation, and has since shown regret and endeavored to leave the incident behind. Throughout his professional life, JayZ has shown incredible resilience and versatility, shifting from a life of drug dealing to emerging as one of the most prosperous and esteemed individuals in the music business. His story stands as evidence of the strength of resolve and the capacity to surmount difficulties, regardless of personal and professional obstacles. Loving this content? Show your support with a like and a subscribe. Not impressed? A like would still be nice, and your feedback in the comments will help me create better content next time. Matthew Brodrick. Matthew Brodrick, the renowned American actor recognized for his endearing and youthful roles, has experienced a sorrowful and deeply affecting incident that has left a lasting impact. In 1987, during a holiday in Northern Ireland with his then-partner Jennifer Grey, Brodrick found himself in a catastrophic car accident that led to the untimely deaths of two individuals. On a day marked by rain, Brodrick was operating his vehicle on the incorrect side of the road when it collided directly with another car, resulting in the fatalities of Margaret Doherty, aged 63, and her daughter Anna Gallagher, aged 28. Brodrick sustained significant injuries in the accident and later admitted guilt to the charge of careless driving, incurring a penalty of $175. He was not indicted for vehicular manslaughter, a decision that has drawn disapproval over the years. In a rare conversation, Jennifer Grey, who occupied the passenger seat during the accident, recounted the distressing ordeal. "I was the only living witness because Matthew had survived, but he was unconscious and had amnesia and was very badly injured," she disclosed. "I thought he was dead. I didn't even know there were two other women who were tragically killed at the time. It's just something that you just don't come back from in the same way." Brodrick, who has been deeply affected by the event, has also discussed the subsequent effects. "It was extremely difficult coming to grips with what happened," he admitted in 2002, although he mentioned that the passage of time and therapy have aided in his process of dealing with the tragedy. Martin Doherty, the son and brother of the victims, has since extended forgiveness to Brodrick, saying, "He didn't kill my mother and sister deliberately. There were strong feelings at the time, but I have since forgiven him and feel no anger toward him." In spite of the tragedy, Brodrick has continued to have a prosperous acting career, featuring in notable films like Ferris Bueller's Day Off and The Lion King. Nonetheless, the car crash has imprinted a lasting mark on his life and career, with the actor seldom discussing the incident. The event stands as a humbling reminder of the vulnerability of life and the enduring influence of our actions, even when they are not deliberate. Oscar Pistorius. Oscar Pistorius, a former South African professional sprinter, gained widespread attention for both his extraordinary athletic accomplishments and his tragic personal life. Born on November 22, 1986 in Johannesburg, South Africa, Pistorius was born without fibular bones in both legs, leading to the amputation of his legs below the knee at just 11 months old. Overcoming this physical obstacle, Pistorius became a Paralympic champion and made history as the first amputee to participate in the Olympic Games. Tragedy was a part of Pistorius's early life, with his parents' divorce occurring when he was 6 years old, followed by the loss of his mother at the age of 15. Raised in a Christian household, Pistorius was motivated by his parents to engage in sports. He has acknowledged his mother as a significant influence, saying, "My mum was the one who kept me going. She was the one who kept me focused on my goals." Oscar Pistorius's athletic career was distinguished by many accomplishments. He secured gold medals at the 2004 Paralympic Games in Athens and set various world records in the 100-meter and 200-meter races. In 2012, he made history as the first amputee to participate in the Olympic Games, advancing to the semi-finals in the 400-meter event. However, Pistorius's achievements were sometimes overshadowed by controversy, particularly regarding his prosthetic legs, which the International Association of Athletics Federations, IAAF, and others believed might provide him with an unfair advantage. On February 14, 2013, tragedy struck when Pistorius fatally shot his girlfriend, Reeva Steenkamp, at his home in Pretoria. He maintained that he had mistaken her for an intruder in the bathroom. Pistorius was subsequently arrested and charged with murder. During his trial, he was acquitted of murder but found guilty of culpable homicide. He was sentenced to a 5-year prison term, which he completed, and was released on parole in January 2024. The release of Pistorius has elicited a range of reactions, with Reeva Steenkamp's mother demonstrating acceptance of the decision, while also highlighting the ongoing emotional toll on her family. Pistorius is now required to adhere to strict parole conditions, which include limitations on his travel and a prohibition on consuming alcohol. Even with his release, the legacy of Pistorius is overshadowed by the tragic circumstances surrounding Steenkamp's death. In a statement issued after his release, Pistorius's family conveyed their appreciation for the support they had garnered. "We are grateful for the support we have received from the public and the media during this difficult time," they expressed. "We hope that this decision will bring closure to all parties involved." The narrative of Pistorius stands as a poignant reminder of the lasting repercussions of a single, fateful night that irrevocably changed the lives of all those concerned. Despite his extraordinary athletic accomplishments, the legacy of Pistorius is now inextricably linked to the tragic events associated with Steenkamp's death. Rate your outrage over Oscar Pistorius's crime with a 10, outraged, or 0, unaffected. Comment with your thoughts and share to show support for Reeva Steenkamp's loved ones and all victims of domestic violence. Chris Brown. Christopher Morris Brown, an American multi-talented artist known for his singing, songwriting, rapping, dancing and acting, has experienced a career filled with notable highs and lows, marked by remarkable achievements and notable controversies. Raised in the small town of Tappahannock, Virginia, Brown was born with a deep love for music and dance. His innate abilities for singing and performing were first recognized at church and in local talent shows. At the tender age of 13, he was spotted by a local production team, which subsequently led to his signing with Jive Records in 2004. Brown's self-titled debut album was released in 2005 and included the hit single Run It, which topped the charts, drawing early comparisons between Brown and renowned artists such as Usher and Michael Jackson. Despite his rapid ascent to stardom, Brown's career has been overshadowed by a number of high-profile incidents that risked damaging his reputation. In 2009, he was apprehended for assaulting his then-girlfriend, the renowned R&B artist Rihanna, in an incident that was widely covered and left Rihanna with visible injuries. Brown later referred to the incident as a monster moment, expressing remorse by saying, "I felt like a monster," and acknowledging that the event continues to linger in his memory. He was given a sentence of 5 years of probation and community service for the assault. In 2012, Brown found himself in another controversy when he engaged in a physical altercation with rapper Drake at a nightclub. The conflict, which was reportedly driven by their mutual romantic history with Rihanna, resulted in injuries to several individuals present at the scene. The nightclub owners filed a $16 million lawsuit against both artists, asserting that the celebrities should have foreseen that their notoriety and celebrity would ensure that their acts had far-reaching and devastating effects. In 2013, Brown faced further legal issues when he was charged with misdemeanor assault for an incident involving a man outside a hotel in Washington, D.C. This action violated the terms of his 2009 probation, culminating in Brown serving over 100 days in jail in 2014. Despite these challenges, Brown has persisted in his music career, producing and releasing successful albums such as FAME 2011, which earned him a Grammy Award for Best R&B Album. He has also worked in collaboration with other prominent artists, including Rihanna, on various projects. However, his difficult personal life and ongoing legal troubles have frequently cast a shadow over his musical achievements, resulting in a polarizing presence within the entertainment industry. Khloe Kardashian. Khloe Kardashian, the youngest among the well-known Kardashian siblings, gained popularity alongside her family members on the reality television show Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Her path to fame, however, was not devoid of obstacles, including a very public arrest and a short period of incarceration. Born in Los Angeles in 1984 to parents Kris Jenner and Robert Kardashian, Khloe was raised in an environment of privilege. She attended several schools in the locality, including Montclair Prep, and completed her high school education at the early age of 17. The early years of Khloe's life were influenced by significant family events, such as her parents' divorce in 1991 and her father's participation in the O.J. Simpson murder trial in 1994. Khloe's professional journey began in 2007 with the debut of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. The reality show's popularity spawned spin-offs including Kourtney and Khloe Take Miami and Kourtney and Khloe Take the Hamptons. In 2012, Khloe co-hosted the second season of The X Factor and, alongside her sisters, introduced various clothing lines and fragrances. In 2007, Khloe's personal life encountered a major hurdle when she was apprehended for driving under the influence, DUI, in California. She was stopped by law enforcement and failed a series of sobriety tests. Initially, she was mandated to carry out community service and complete an alcohol education program as part of her sentence. Despite fulfilling the community service requirement, Khloe breached her probation by missing multiple sessions of the alcohol education course due to her demanding schedule. Khloe's probation violation led to a 30-day jail sentence. Her mother, Kris Jenner, made a notable remark during this period. "Kim, would you stop taking pictures of yourself? Your sister is going to jail." However, due to prison overcrowding, Khloe spent less than 3 hours in jail. Her representative clarified at the time, "Khloe is ready and willing to serve out her sentence, no matter how long and where, and have this resolved." The events surrounding Khloe's arrest and her short jail term were featured on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, illustrating the family's response and Khloe's acceptance of responsibility for her actions. This episode served as a turning point for the reality star, who later emphasized the significance of learning from one's errors. In spite of these adversities, Khloe's professional life continued to flourish. She launched her own talk show, Cocktails with Khloe, in 2016 and appeared in the health and fitness series Revenge Body with Khloe Kardashian. Throughout her career, Khloe has demonstrated resilience and determination, consistently managing the complexities of her public life. Jian Ghomeshi. Jian Ghomeshi, previously a well-known figure in Canadian media, has experienced a significant downfall due to accusations of sexual assault and harassment. Born to Iranian parents in London, England, Ghomeshi relocated to Thornhill, a suburb of Toronto, in 1974 at the age of 9. He later studied at York University, where he earned a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science with a focus on women's studies. Ghomeshi initially gained public recognition in the early 1990s as a member of the folk pop band Moxie Fruvus, which was recognized for their unique sound and social commentary. His shift to broadcasting occurred in 2002 when he began hosting the arts-focused CBC Newsworld program. Ghomeshi's career at CBC progressed swiftly, with him hosting multiple music-related shows before securing his own program, Q, in 2007. The cultural chat show became a key element of CBC Radio, highlighting Ghomeshi's polished and trendy persona. Ghomeshi's rapid decline began in October 2014 when he was dismissed from CBC following the network's receipt of information that led them to conclude they could no longer maintain a relationship with him. In response, Ghomeshi took to Facebook, asserting that his termination was a preemptive measure based on the potential exposure of his sex life due to a campaign of false allegations. Subsequently, multiple women came forward with allegations of sexual harassment and assault against Ghomeshi. In November 2014, he was formally charged with 4 counts of sexual assault and 1 count of overcoming resistance by choking. These charges were divided between 2 criminal trials, with the first commencing in February 2016. During the trial, Judge William Hawkins delivered a harsh assessment of the complainants' credibility, suggesting that their testimonies were less than full, frank, and forthcoming. Ghomeshi was ultimately acquitted of all charges in the first trial. The second trial, initially set for June 2016, was subsequently dismissed when Ghomeshi agreed to a peace bond and issued an apology to a former CBC colleague for engaging in sexually inappropriate behavior. Ghomeshi's swift descent from a reputable position serves as a potent reminder of the repercussions associated with alleged misconduct, emphasizing that even individuals with thriving careers and well-established public images can face severe consequences. Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. was born on April 4, 1965 in New York City to the unconventional filmmaker Robert Downey Sr. and actress Elsie Downey. Raised in Greenwich Village, Downey started his acting journey as a child, debuting in his father's 1970 film Pound, where he played a puppy. He continued to have minor roles in several of his father's films, but his parents' divorce at the age of 13 prompted a move to Los Angeles with his father, who struggled with drug addiction. Downey's early career was characterized by both critical recognition and personal difficulties. He received accolades for his roles in films such as The Pickup Artist, Less Than Zero, and Chaplin, for which he was nominated for an Academy Award. However, his drug addiction and legal issues started to impact his life negatively. Throughout the 1990s, Downey faced multiple arrests for drug possession, including heroin, cocaine, and an unloaded .357 caliber Magnum. These incidents resulted in probation, rehabilitation periods, and even imprisonment, notably a 15-month term in a California state prison in 1999. Downey described his prison experience as deeply distressing, with the pervasive sense of evil in the air and the omnipresent risk of violence. He remarked, "You could just feel the evil in the air, and that was no trouble at all because it was kind of like just being in a really bad neighborhood," and noted the absence of opportunity and the presence of threats. Despite these hardships, Downey managed to overcome his struggles after his release from prison. He attributed his recovery to his resilience and the innate human ability to adjust to seemingly unbeatable challenges. He stated, "As long as you have a willingness to do harm, it is unlikely that you'll be targeted," and reflected on the distinction between the appearance of being willing to cause harm and actually possessing that willingness. Downey's resurgence was truly extraordinary. He subsequently took on leading roles in a series of both critically acclaimed and financially prosperous films, such as the Iron Man and Sherlock Holmes franchises, which solidified his position as one of the most esteemed and generously compensated actors in Hollywood. His transformation from a troubled young man to a celebrated actor exemplifies the strength of resilience and the potential for atonement inherent in the human spirit. Brandy Norwood. Brandy Norwood, the celebrated R&B singer and actress, encountered a profound tragedy in her life when she was involved in a lethal car accident in 2006. On December 30th, 2006, Brandy was operating her Land Rover on the 405 freeway in Los Angeles when she did not reduce her speed in time and collided with the rear of a 2005 Honda, leading to a series of collisions. The driver of the Honda, 38-year-old Awatef Abudehaj, lost her life in the accident. Despite the tragic result, Brandy was not indicted with any offense, as the California Highway Patrol concluded that she was not under the influence of drugs or alcohol at the time. The period following the accident was a challenging time for Brandy. She endured severe public examination and disapproval, with numerous individuals reproaching her for her role in the fatal crash. The event had a substantial impact on her career, prompting her to temporarily withdraw from the public eye to deal with the emotional distress. "There was a time when I was learning about myself through the public eye, through Moesha, and then there's this Brandy thing, and then there's me, the person inside," Norwood later contemplated. "Who is who? I was living my life for everyone else, and I'm not there anymore." Brandy's path to overcoming the obstacles she encountered was an intensely personal journey. She embraced introspection and self-discovery, utilizing techniques such as mourning pages from the book The Artist's Way to manage her emotions and uncover her genuine self. This phase of contemplation and development eventually guided her to a position of enhanced self-assurance and sincerity, as she re-established her love for music and acting. Born in Macomb, Mississippi, and raised in Carson, California, Brandy Norwood initiated her career as a supporting vocalist for various adolescent pop groups. She joined Atlantic Records in 1993 and launched her self-titled debut album the following year, featuring her breakthrough hit, I Wanna Be Down. Brandy proceeded to attain significant success in both music and acting, starring in the popular sitcom Moesha and winning a Grammy Award for her duet with Monica, The Boy Is Mine. In spite of the difficulties she confronted, Brandy's tenacity and commitment to her art have persisted in inspiring her supporters and solidifying her standing as a genuine symbol of R&B music. Will Smith. Will Smith, the renowned actor celebrated for his magnetic performances and uplifting demeanor, has encountered numerous challenges throughout his life. Born in Philadelphia in 1968, Smith was raised in a home where domestic violence was prevalent, having witnessed his father's physical abuse towards his mother. This distressing experience would later influence his behavior and responses, as demonstrated by the notorious event at the 2022 Oscars. At the beginning of his career, Smith faced legal issues when he was apprehended in connection with a supposed assault on his record promoter, William Hendricks. He was charged with aggravated assault, criminal conspiracy, simple assault, and recklessly endangering another person. However, all charges against him were subsequently dropped. Undeterred by this early legal hurdle, Smith has since achieved extraordinary success in the entertainment industry. He initially gained fame as a rapper alongside DJ JayZ Jeff before transitioning into acting with a starring role in the popular sitcom The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. His film career then skyrocketed with major hits such as Men in Black, Independence Day, and The Pursuit of Happiness, for which he was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actor. However, Smith's personal life has also faced its share of difficulties. His marriage to Jada Pinkett Smith has often been under public scrutiny, with the couple candidly discussing their non-traditional relationship dynamics. This transparency has made them frequent subjects of humor, as was the case with Chris Rock's remarks at the 2022 BAFTA Awards. The 2022 Oscars event, during which Smith struck rock on stage in response to a joke about Jada's shaved head, brought Smith's past trauma and issues with anger to the forefront. In his memoir, Smith disclosed the severity of the domestic violence he observed as a child, stating, "When I was 9 years old, I watched my father punch my mother in the side of the head so hard that she collapsed. I saw her spit blood." He further expressed that this incident, more than any other moment in my life, has defined who I am. Smith's actions at the Oscars, though widely criticized, initiated a dialogue about toxic masculinity and the significance of discovering healthier methods to deal with emotions. As he continues to handle the repercussions of the incident, Smith's journey stands as a reminder of the enduring effects of childhood trauma and the necessity of confronting it directly. Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein, once a prominent American film producer, established the entertainment firm Miramax alongside his brother Bob in 1979. He rose to prominence in Hollywood, generating numerous critically lauded and financially prosperous independent films, including Sex, Lies and Videotape, Pulp Fiction, and Shakespeare in Love, the latter of which garnered him an Academy Award for Best Picture. Nonetheless, Weinstein's reputation has been marred by a multitude of accusations of sexual misconduct and assault, tracing back to the late 1970s. In October 2017, in the wake of investigative journalism from The New Yorker and The New York Times, more than 80 women lodged allegations against Weinstein. This development ignited the #MeToo social media campaign and instigated a widespread re-evaluation of sexual misconduct within the entertainment industry and other sectors. Harvey Weinstein's formative years were characterized by a strained relationship with his mother, whom he characterized as hectoring, and a father who he perceived as ineffectual. As a student, Weinstein was recognized for his extensive knowledge of films and his aspiration to create his own movies, even revealing plans to produce a film about the lives of his friends. However, he also grappled with insecurities regarding his physical appearance, with a classmate describing him as pasty-skinned and overweight and really hideous, which might have played a role in fostering his subsequent predatory actions. Following the establishment of Miramax, Weinstein emerged as a leading figure in independent cinema, generating acclaimed films and securing numerous accolades, including an Oscar for Shakespeare in Love. Nonetheless, his authority and sway were also allegedly harnessed to facilitate his pattern of sexual misconduct, with a multitude of women asserting that he exploited his professional standing to pressure them into engaging in sexual activities. In 2018, Weinstein was apprehended and charged with rape in New York. In 2020, he was convicted of a criminal sexual act and rape, resulting in a 23-year prison sentence. Subsequently, he was extradited to Los Angeles to confront further charges, and in 2022, he was found guilty on 3 out of 7 charges, leading to a 16-year sentence to be served consecutively to his New York conviction. Weinstein's downfall has been termed the Weinstein effect, igniting a more extensive examination of sexual abuse and misconduct in the entertainment industry and other fields. His narrative stands as a stark warning about the hazards of unbridled power and the significance of ensuring that individuals in positions of influence are held responsible for their conduct. Phil Spector. Phil Spector, born Harvey Philip Spector in the Bronx in 1939, was a groundbreaking music producer whose contributions to the industry were unfortunately eclipsed by his later conviction for murder. His early life was touched by tragedy when his father died by suicide at the age of 9, leading the family to relocate to Los Angeles. There, Spector developed his musical abilities, creating the Teddy Bears during his high school years. The group achieved a #1 hit with To Know Him Is to Love Him in 1958, but they disbanded as Spector pursued a career in music production. Spector rapidly gained recognition, devising his trailblazing wall of sound technique, which integrated orchestral components with rock and pop music. Known as the first tycoon of teen, he produced numerous hits for female vocal groups like the Crystals and the Ronettes in the early 1960s, such as Da-Do Ron Ron and Be My Baby. Spector's influence was profound, inspiring musicians ranging from the Beach Boys to Bruce Springsteen. Brian Wilson remarked, "He was the first person we thought of as a record producer. He was like a god to us." Spector's accomplishments persisted into the late 1960s, with the production of significant albums for John Lennon, George Harrison, and the Beatles' final album, Let It Be. Nonetheless, his unpredictable conduct and increasing reclusiveness started to impact his life, and by the mid-1970s, Spectre had mostly withdrawn from the music scene. In 2003, a somber chapter unfolded in Spectre's life with the death of actress Lana Clarkson in his home under enigmatic conditions. Following a widely publicized trial, Spectre was found guilty of second-degree murder in 2009 and was sentenced to 19 years to life imprisonment. In a 2011 interview, Spectre expressed, "I didn't mean to shoot her, it just happened." He passed away in prison in 2021 at 81 years old. Spectre's musical legacy, despite its magnitude, is inextricably linked with the sorrowful events that curtailed his career. Echoing this sentiment, Lennon once stated, "Phil Spectre is a genius. He was simply too much for this world." As we conclude our discussion on celebrities who committed horrible crimes, we're left with a mix of emotions. It's a reminder that fame doesn't exempt anyone from the consequences of their actions. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Comment below with OK if this resonates with you. For more compelling stories, don't forget to like and subscribe to Iconic Inside. Your engagement fuels our mission to explore the untold narratives of the famous and the fallen. 20 famous people you'd never recognize today. Vertical bar, try not to gasp. Ever imagined your favorite celebrities stripped of their glam? Brace yourself for a shocking revelation. You won't believe what these 20 famous faces look like now. From heartthrobs to divas, their transformations will leave you speechless. Get ready to be taken on a dramatic journey that will challenge everything you thought you knew about fame. Stay tuned as we unveil the unrecognizable lives of the stars you thought you knew. Meg Ryan.
Not the same for men. Charlie Chaplin had babies when he was 73.
Meg Ryan, born on November 19, 1961 in Fairfield, Connecticut, became a prominent figure in the film industry during the 1980s and 1990s, particularly recognized for her roles in romantic comedies like When Harry Met Sally and Sleepless in Seattle. These performances cemented her status as America's sweetheart, celebrated for her delightful smile and approachable demeanor. Over time, Ryan's appearance has evolved, with her opting for a more natural aging process rather than seeking cosmetic enhancements. In contrast to celebrities who undergo significant cosmetic procedures, Ryan's choice to embrace aging authentically has drawn a range of responses. Some admire her for this decision, while others may miss her earlier look. Despite the debates surrounding her physical changes, her career has not been significantly affected. Although she has taken a break from leading roles, she is still esteemed in the entertainment world, occasionally accepting supporting roles and looking into roles behind the camera. In summary, Meg Ryan's career trajectory shows a conscious response to the demands of Hollywood. Her lasting talent and fan support demonstrate that no matter the changes in her appearance, she continues to be a significant and enduring figure in the cinematic landscape. Brigitte Nielsen.
I'm afraid our host didn't come in.
Keynes did.
Brigitte Nielsen, born on July 15, 1963, in Rødovre, Denmark, became famous in the 1980s for her striking appearance and impressive stature. She gained fame with roles in movies such as Red Sonja and Rocky IV, which established her as a global sex symbol and a star in action films. Throughout the years, Nielsen's appearance has seen a significant change. Previously celebrated for her glamorous and statuesque looks, she has now adopted a more natural and genuine appearance as she has matured. This choice to accept her evolving appearance has been well received by her fans and the public, who commend her for her self-assurance and authenticity. The public has responded positively to Nielsen's daring transformation, admiring her for defying traditional beauty norms and accepting her natural self. This change in her image has sparked conversations about ageism in the entertainment industry, and has contributed to a broader understanding of beauty. In summary, Brigitte Nielsen's story represents a move away from standard norms, demonstrating the strength of being true to oneself. Her transformation challenges societal expectations and supports the belief that beauty is diverse, making her an inspiring role model for those dealing with aging and public scrutiny. Do you think Brigitte Nielsen's transformation is inspiring? Comment yes.